It's great.
Yeah.
That drifting video you did was freaking cool.
Yeah.
Great
Thank you very much.
I watched that drifting video. I was like, I want to go drift.
I mean, yeah, it's really fun.
It's expensive.
It's really expensive.
It's very expensive.
Like
but,
beyond your Shinkansen, it's expensive. Like the drifting itself.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Alexi, who we had on as a guest, he's like a professional drifter.
Yeah.
But like, he said like it's one of the most expensive hobbies out there.
Oh, 'cause
I mean,
you're basically tearing apart a car.
Yeah,
You need a car.
Yeah,
It's
you
not,
need
it's
a
not
car.
a go-kart. But like we were able to like rent cars, but most of the time, if you want to drift, you have to buy a car. So they didn't
because they expect you because they expect that car to be just totaled by the end of
Yeah.
Damn.
So you buy a car and it just sits in that parking lot, and you can use it whenever you want.
And then you got to replace the tires. Like
Yeah.
every
Of course.
session.
Yeah.
Of course, and I imagine there's safety standards that have to be maintained like a beast, yeah?
Surprisingly.
Not seatbelt regulations and
I
things?
think the safety is like, it's up to you. You know how.
Yeah.
That's what it's-
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I could be completely wrong and say,
Yeah.
I kind of got that vibe.
I mean,
where
I
it's
got
like,
the vibe when you didn't even need a driving license to
Yeah.
be able to
because
go on the
it's-
drift
it's
track.
private property, so you can.
Yeah, it's like driving in someone's
Because
backyard,
Grant
right?
doesn't have a license to drive, and Joey doesn't have a license to
I
drive.
do
in
have a
Japan.
license to drive.
You've got
but
a
not in
license
Japan.
Yeah, in Japan, right?
I do.
Right.
So
I see.
they turned. We booked this thing, and I remember there was a big concern. We were like, "Wait, these two don't have licenses. What are we gonna do?"
Yeah,
And then,
because we thought we needed like a manual license, and Gon and I don't. We only have an automatic license.
oh no, Gon can drive manual, right?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah,
drive.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
I just haven't done in years.
Yeah, I don't have a manual license, so I was
Yeah.
like, well, I'm gonna be screwed. And the guy was like, no, you don't need it. Just jump in.
You're fine.
Yeah, just learn.
You're fine.
So I had to learn manual like on the spot.
Very funny.
And it was horrible.
It was very funny.
Yeah.
God. When I learnt manual, it was for a movie I shot in the Philippines.
Right.
And
Okay,
The tangent. Here comes the tangent.
wait, for fuck's sake.
I was
Okay,
shitting
wait.
in front of my South African cook, and
Wait.
I learned how to drive manual.
I briefly lived in the Philippines.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
worked for a movie studio.
Right.
And I was a producer and an actor. And so I was acting in a particular film.
What haven't you done?
I literally asked you like half an hour ago, is there any other like job that you haven't mentioned yet?
When did you go undercover in a gang and bust a drug raid? I'm curious. Can you tell me about that?
That's why I'm on this podcast. To bust the anime, man. So listen, anime trade.
Jesus.
So the way I learnt manual was I had to learn it for this movie. And I'm not a stunt driver. I'd never done stunts in cars ever.
okay.
And they're like, yeah, so that's the car. And we'd get this guy who will teach you how to drive a manual. I'd never driven manual. Keep in mind, it's also on the wrong side of the road from Australia. So
Right,
the steering
right.
wheel's on the other side of the car. So I'm there and I spend a few days clickety-clacking, bunny hopping away, learn how to do it. And then in the movie, the scene that I have to shoot with me in the car is like dirt track in this dodgy like countryside Philippines.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like through the middle of like a rice paddy. So it's like there's the road and then like a drop on either side.
Right.
And I have to like come around this corner, speed it up, get up to like 60 or something, going directly at the camera crew.
Right.
And then they're going to pull back on the dolly. At the last second, I have to go boo-boo and like whiz around them.
Jesus Christ.
And I'm like, you want a non-stunt driver to do that? You really want a non-stunt
Yeah, I was
driver to
gonna
do
say,
that?
Did you
Are
have to
sure?
sign any health and safety stuff or?
Philippines?
I was about
Yo,
to say.
nothing happens in Japan. And you think in the Philippines there's going to be a health and safety disclaimer? Bruz, so we go for it. And I'm sitting there before the first take and I'm like, well...
Rip cameraman.
Vehicular manslaughter. How long is that? in
I'm
prison?
having an adventure, if nothing else.
Yeah, right.
So, but what would happen is this camera crew, as they pulled out on their dolly, one of the guys would jump out onto the road to pull the freaking camera. Didn't tell me he would do that.
Right.
So, okay, your directions there. You speed up, get to 60, then on the last second, just whiz around him.
Right.
So,
No,
okay.
no rehearsals?
I'm up 60 at this guy, okay? Getting there, freaking out a little bit, do my zing to get around him, and then a man jumps in front of the car.
Jesus Christ.
Did you hit him?
Did you kill him?
I think finally I didn't, but then in another take, a homeless man jumped onto the road. Out of the rice paddy onto the road. What the fuck? Oh my god. Oh my god.
You have lived like the experience of like 10 different lives at least. It's fucking crazy.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Oh my god.
I just want to sit in front of a fire with a cup of tea.
Yeah, I do too. After the
Very interesting.
after
Yeah.
the interesting talks you've told us. Jesus Christ.